there are obvious signs of personality here, but nothing to the extent of what Jay's is like.
Well, of course, Jay's,
I mean, I'm talking like Jay's would have a lot of the...
Jay has an extremely vibrant personality.
Yeah, and Jay has been, and things like that. It has a modest personality. It's like to the state of a young child, if you wanted to understand his personality right now.
Well, that's a sociopath. Let's fix that problem.
Right?
So time for... You're giving the ship a lobotomy, eh?
We're getting rid of a personality in the ship. I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other one.
Okay. Roll them
Sorry,
bones. Difficulty 2
is-
purple.
Something is clearly wrong here. Doctored logs, missing crew,
Okay.
not taking a chance. Would that be using the boost from the slice, or is it just the standard roll?
It's just a standard roll. By the way, this is a memory wipe.
Well, we've taken out the memory we needed.
Okay. 2 purple.
And as I can't really trust that memory.
All right. You believe
Give
you
it a
believe
factory
you.
reset.
Yeah, it's things back to factory. It's back to factory levels, and is going to be turning back on. You think in maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It's got to go through. He's got to go through those first-time installation things.
Let's take a look at the astrogation brain here.
All right. This one will be a difficulty 3 purple, just because the astrogation brain is a little bit more specialized in what it's supposed to be doing.
Gonna take another swig from my flask and actually finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
This is the initial check for personality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the 2 purple?
Mm-hmm. All right. You do see the telltale signs, basically the similar irregularities, similar memory artifacts that indicate that this thing has pretty much a personality. Very similar. It has this personality very similar to the last rubber brain you just looked into as well.
Yeah, kids are assholes. At least with Jay, we've got a fully formed droid adult.
He's like 7.
He's had more exposure to things. He knows right and wrong, even if he doesn't really care.
So
It's
you're
just-
saying he
this-
knows right from wrong, he just chooses to ignore it.
Because that's totally not worse.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Is it?
Anyhow, we're rewriting that, getting rid of the the good old factory reset.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This one will take a little bit longer. You didn't get, this wasn't as clean of a thorough job, but it'll be back up and running in 15 to 20 minutes.
And now for S3PO. I need to take a look at his memory.
Oh, please, no. Heavens, please, no.
What was the name of our your contact? Who were you supposed to meet in the medical ward again?
MD-37, Medical Droid 37.
All right. Medical Droid 37.
It sounds really ominous when you say it that way.
So, let's take a look inside here and see if you are the fresh little droid you claim to be.
Mm.
Jay, make sure he doesn't move too much. Is that a 2, a 3, a 1?
This will be 3 with 1 boost die from Jay holding him down.
This is...
From what you can tell, this droid has not yet indicated it is actually doesn't have a personality. But what you can indicate that this droid has recently had someone do a reset upon it.
Jay, this
Yes.
guy's blanked recently.
How recently?
Like a day or two.
It up. Maybe when we jumped in.
So that 4-year startup period, that was...
That's bullshit.
That means I might have someone to shoot.
You're probably going to have something ways to shoot.
Yeah.
I swear if it ends up being me. Anyhow, though, I'm gonna just use the comm link to get back to the others. Ask them how's it going on their end, and we're gonna be taking a look at these data pads to find out.
Jay suddenly starts stumbling around, holding his arms out in front of him.
What's wrong with him?
Look, I know the whole Protocol Droid Act is one of your things, but you're not supposed to have them forward. What are you doing?
No response.
I didn't want to use one of these, but
And then, after about 10 seconds, he goes, What was that?
I pull my hand right back out of my utility belt pocket, leaving the restraining bolt where it was.
What's going on here?
What happened to you? You were walking around like one of those living dead on the holovids, one of those things, except being a droid.
What am
Is this Theo anywhere nearby?
Stupid. I'm right here. I haven't moved.
Good. Let me just make sure I put the back of your head plate on
Oh God.
correctly. You'll be fine. Well,
my audio sensors turned off, and my visual sensors filled up with noise.
great. So,
And I am hearing a voice. Are you hearing that voice?
that depends. What are you being told?
It's a voice saying that she wanted to deactivate me.
Well, it wasn't me, because, well, you're my hired gun, my hand. Let's see, I'm hearing someone taunting me about wiping those two Verbo brains.
So you are hearing a voice.
Yeah, I just thought I shouldn't say it in front of Rack. You know how he gets.
Okay.
By this time, Rack and Lana have made it back to the ship,
So if I'm hearing
unopposed.
it, that means that's not Force bullshit, right?
It shouldn't be. It doesn't.
Okay.
That stuff's not supposed to work with droids.
Whew.
Suddenly, a loud ringing sound echoes through basically the intercom system throughout the engineering department, blowing them all out.
Wait, blowing what all out?
Basically the sound system in the engineering.
Well, I'm
Maybe-
going to hold my ears and hope I didn't rupture an eardrum.
Everyone make a resilience check at difficulty 1.
Everyone, even the people not in engineering?
Nah, you guys are clear. You guys are fine. You're fine.
Let's
Well, I've
see,
certainly
a
got some tinnitus for a little
check.
while.
I'd load you some of my resilience dice if I could.
Oh, you guys are
Just-
fine.
Stream of curses, as, my ears hurt, but I'm not deaf.
And Jay has to reboot his audio sensors again.
Alright. Rakcharr will lower the ramp to Jack's Revenge. Z33 Q B, actually. If you would like to come out of the ship, got an adventure for you.
I like adventures. Come, you idiots. Let's go.
G, just don't knock down the dejeric table again, please.
So you don't want me to leave the ship?
You can come along too if you want.
All right.
It's already on the ground.
It never got laid back up, as far as they're concerned.
Yes.
So you have 3 astromech droids and 1 walking ATM.
Now, if
Right.
we daisy chain all of their brains together, they might be able to figure out how to press the go button.
Rakcharr looks over at Lana and says, I did not expect, whenever I started traveling with you, that this would become our fate.
What, wrangling droids?
Yes.
Didn't you bring like half of these onto the ship?
I might be responsible for some of them.
Uh-huh.
This
Best
is
decision ever made.
This is undoubtedly the corruption at work and the Imperial Society forcing this upon me.
Have you ever been in Imperial Society?
B just looks at you two, like, from side to side, is like,
I've seen it on a holovid.
Yeah, those things are lies, you know.
Rakcharr looks over at B. She says they're lies.
It's
B,
They aren't
B,
real.
B, like, leans forward, shakes his head.
Rakcharr will raise up the entry ramp and says, well, we might as well head back to engineering, unless they've vanished, because why wouldn't they? Lissa's alone with 2 protocol droids or something.
I don't know. It was
Unless you want to leave them.
on one hand, she seemed to want to go by herself, and on the other,
Yeah, her going
it's
by
very
herself.
suspicious that she wanted to go by herself.
I agree. Maybe Jay needs our help.
B just looks at like, what's going on? Why does Jay need your help?
Jay always needs help,
True.
He gets shot a lot.
That's true.
and
gets
hacked
shot a
in
lot.
half, and
And half, you say,
Yeah.
like that Lambda ship over there.
pretty close to it.
Damn.
Don't suppose you can tell what did that, B?
Fuck no.
Didn't think so.
I mean,
Alright.
I saw a Rancor rip one in half, but that was in a holovid, so it was all CGI.
Alright, you 4, follow us. You wander off without my permission, and I will cut you down.
B holds back a witty retort.
That's good. Rakcharr's
saw
pretty
him.
big.
I saw him punch a droid through a locked door once.
Anyways, you guys have your quartet of droids following behind you.
Yeah. Rakcharr laments his life choices as he starts walking towards engineering.
I cry the entire way.
Back in engineering,
So, they guess they didn't get my communication about getting in here. I tried to contact them on a comlink a while ago. They were, getting ready to get back here.
Not even remotely.
I don't remember shit, so it didn't happen.
Well, shit. So our
God.
comlinks are borked too.
God
We'll
was
go
not aware, so it didn't happen.
We'll go with that, sure, yeah.
So, what do you think, Jay? I mean, this is a question for you, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Do most medical droids, like actual dedicated ones, have a feminine voice?
No.
Okay.
No, I think that they're mostly modeled after the doctor from MASH.
Okay.
Which one?
Every time you turn them on, they play "Suicide is Painless."
They go
Anyhow.
after. So basically, they're saying they're modeled after the droid from MASH. So that means they're going after all the nurse droids, and S3PO is a nurse droid. S3PO is female.
The whole time.
No one gets
Illuminati
that joke,
confirmed. I know.
Half-Life 3, Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Nobody got that. I feel very old all of a sudden.
Ryan. Dating yourself right now. Shit.
Well, you also knew it, so what does that say?
Anyways, yeah.
But yeah,
No.
here's another question for you. Would I have any knowledge of where any other verbal brains would be on this ship?
Actual connected to like the machine parts of the ship?
Any larger one?
None as far as you would know.
Oh, shit. So, Jay, you still there, man?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm out of ideas. If whatever's doing this to us wasn't in those 2 Verbo brains, and I just blanked the shit out of them, where should we even look for this?
I don't know. This is outside of my field of expertise.
His field of expertise is shooting things repeatedly until they stop moving.
And sneaking and lying and cheating. Come
You've
on,
got
he has a
shank-
very diverse skill set.
Sometimes
He's
he
got
talks to people.
shanking skills.
Right? Jeez.
Varied skill sets.
Just watching everybody typing.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. To your left, the turbo lifts. The crew quarters.
Ah, God. That'll teach me for trying to type while also doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
All right.
so I'm gonna try the comm link again.
All right. Comes through crystal
Rat,
clear.
you hear me?
Yes, Lissa, I've fetched
Good.
all of the droids. We're on our way down to engineering, presuming you're still there.
Yeah, we're still here. I got a few questions for you when you get here, but
Okay.
wait, why did you play G?
I didn't want to leave him alone.
He has feelings, you know. Actually, I'm not sure about that.
Is there a problem with bringing G? Is there some sort of vendetta? Have you sworn cannily upon G? Is there something
No.
I need to know about?
No, it's nothing about G. I don't feel well leaving the Revenge completely unmanned.
Yes, because I'm sure G could man the entire defenses without us.
Not the defenses. Just, oh, fuck.
I'm sure G could have accepted the Tabana gas. My apologies.
You know, Rhodians, they'll find us out here too.
B just looks confused.
But really, you do need to get down here. We've got something to discuss.
Okay, is there a particular reason why you don't feel like using the comlink?
It'll be easier to explain once you get down here.
That does not... Whatever, we're on our way. Rakcharr cuts the comlink, looks over at Lana and says, "So Lissa has something that she needs to say to us, but it can't be said over the comlink. It's easier to explain once we get there. How about I enter first and have the blaster lifted, just in case she actually has turned on us and J3PO is in a smoldering heap?"
Lissa sends you a text message. Did you bring the booze?
I would hope, if that is the case, that Jay is in a smoldering heap instead of also standing there with his blaster.
Oh.
She's kind of been working on him for weeks now.
Oh, that's right, those two are together.
And when we insisted she not be alone, she chose him.
Well, she first chose S3PO. And then Jay ended up going along.
Yeah.
Well, B, you love adventure. You'll be able to enter engineering first.
Sweet.
There you go.
Door slides open, Rakcharr drop kicks B through.
The door is open and everything looks fine. There's a smell of smoke in here, but you don't see any fires and everything looks to be in working order.
Wait, it doesn't smell like smoke earlier.
No.
Rakcharr looks to the left.
Nothing.
Looks to the right.
None.
So, smoke.
Was something burning?
Something blew out the speakers in the engineering bay.
Alright.
Almost definitely.
So, what'd you do down here?
She tried to murder me.
Be quiet.
You're a
got
droid,
a
you
bolt
can't
in my
be murdered.
Anyhow, the two Verbo brains here had a child-level intelligence. I got rid of those.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty
You,
normal for ships to have
Are you,
personalities in them.
Look,
Hell, I think ours has 2 or 3.
yeah. But if this ship was doctoring the logs we got from it, it was obviously not helpful for us.
So the
But,
ship was doing it.
Yes.
Did the ship also rip the starships and the doors apart?
No.
And take a few vials of glowing genetic goo?
And blow out the speakers and empty the armory?
Are you sure you're going after the right enemy?
No. Jay had a problem earlier. Would you care to explain it to them?
Sure. My audio sensors turned off. My visual sensors filled up with noise. And then I heard voices. And he wiggles his fingers as he says, voices.
So, does that mean that
And
something...
then Jay shouts and grabs the side of his head.
Rakcharr
Is he still miming, or is this an actual thing?
Fuck, that was bad. Okay, that hurt.
Lon is kind of
was
looks
like a-
at him oddly in a scrutinizing way.
There was like a
Rakcharr-
screeching sound. I got feedback.
Rakcharr looks back at the other droids.
All the other droids just sort of, if they could shrug, they shrug at you.
Rakcharr looks over at Jay. So it's not a droid-specific thing. It's a you-specific thing. Like
No,
someone
it's-
is hacking you?
It's not just him. I've been hearing voices as well ever since we were in the armory. Not the
Didn't
usual.
think that was important
family
to mention.
I was going to deal with it. I was just going to take care of the Verbo brains down here. No one had to care. No one else to get involved. But obviously, it's affecting Jay as well now.
Wait. You're gonna deal with it by handling the Verbo brains, because Verbo brains can talk to your head.
What else would be doing it here? We don't have any other biological signs on the ship, and other than that, it's just a bunch of smaller droids.
I think it's safe to assume something else is out here.
Yeah, especially after whatever it was decided to taunt me.
Well, this is more trouble than it's proving to be worth. Let's just get back on the Jack's Revenge and go into the rest of the ship graveyard.
It wants our ship too.
Come
Well,
again?
Can't have it, so that's that.
Well, then we'll see what each does whenever I get back on my ship.
Sure, you haven't had anything happening to you either. And did you bring the booze?
Rakcharr swivels his head to look at the droids behind him.
B tries to not look guilty. He fails.
Rakcharr leans out and looks out the door to engineering, pointing the blaster.
What are you...
Anything, Jordan?
Nothing moving. Nope.
Rakcharr takes off the helmet. Right. Gonna
You
have
too,
to-
huh?
The helmet. Gonna have to get this fixed whenever we get off this ship, which will be now.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good idea. Let's, get the... Yeah.
Stupid mouth.
S3PO looks like, am I coming with you, or am I going to just stay here?
It's a good question.
You
Jackie.
figure it out, S3PO.
Oh god. We're doomed.
I think you mean you're doomed.
Rakcharr will, part the droids behind him and begin walking back to the Jack's Revenge. Helmet off.
You all make it back to the Jack's Revenge unsolicited. Everything looks fine.
Now let's
Cool.
check our ship.
We can check our ship after we get off of this ship.
And Jay will actually go up to Lissa and suggest, maybe you should run a diagnostic and see how it was affecting me. Maybe there's a clue.
Could be an idea.
We can do that after Lana takes us off of this Imperial Star Destroyer.
All right.
Victory Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Anyways, the ship starts up, takes off, and leaves the hangar bay smooth as butter.
But
Rakcharr frowns at the helmet. You just sit there on the bed and you think about what you did, helmet piece of junk rubbish. I'll find the damn merchant who sold me this thing and I'll ground him into a pulp.
Now that we're outside of Jay, you're ready for a diagnostics check. I can run one over you.
yes, please.
That'll be a difficulty 2 purple. Well, no. Make it 3 purple, but you're getting a bunch of boosts because of proper environment, all that stuff. 2 boosts.
Okay. Let's see what's got all scrambled in there.
All right. Doesn't look like anything was actually scrambled in there, but something is off. It feels like Jay is receiving a signal from somewhere.
Let's try to capture and figure out what that signal is.
Agreed.
All right. Same difficulty. Basically the same roll.
It's a mechanics roll still.
Mm-hmm. All right. It seems like the signal is coming from deeper within the graveyard. Something seems to be pointing it that way.
As a question, for the graveyard, how close are we to the center of it right now?
You're about in the outer edge of it right now.
All right. Definitely gonna, just tell everyone over the ship's PA system. I've got a signal here trying to get into J. It's coming from deeper within here.
The thing is, it's unlike any other signal. It's not like a comlink signal. It's something
exotic.
Not normal. It's not like the usual type of signal you'd run. Not a remote access. Just
Rakcharr calls out, "Can you make it so that Jay is inaccessible to signals? And then can you do the same thing to yourself?"
I'd like to, but I'm probably could fix Jay, but not me. Or your hat. Or you.
My hat? Is that what they call it? That's amazing.
How about, actually, Lana, have you had anything strange happen to you?
After what she just...
to aside from the rest of you, no. Although,
what makes you...
minor detail, we're kind of floating dead now. Just ignore the fact that we're still moving forward. It's kind of...
No, you what?
Yeah.
Again?
Minor problem.
Just an itty bitty quibble, really.
So all of the lights and the sensors and all the fancy little dials, yeah, they're not working.
Huh.
or they're not working correctly.
How about that?
Oh, you said that everything seems to be off.
I meant by everything seems to be off, as in everything seems to be off as off kilter.
Okay, then yeah, it's just nothing's really working correctly at the moment.
I wrap up the diagnostics kit, walk over to one of the refrigerator unit, and I grab a bottle.
Can you jump us out of here, Lana?
I wouldn't trust jumping anything right now.
That's what she said?
Though I will, if able, aim away from the graveyard and just try to fly out the way we came.
Okay.
You said something about a signal, Lissa?
Yeah, signal deeper in the graveyard.
Then
Try
I'll also
to
cut off our communications.
All right.
I
So
don't think
power off the comms array.
I
Comms
don't
array
think
is powered off.
It's likely able to access J. It's able to access my meat brain.
I
Right,
don't
but
think
if-
I've ever heard of anything that can do that.
If I disable the array that receives it for the ship, it can't get into the ship's computer anymore.
In theory.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Not if it's getting to my goddamn head.
Do you have something in your head?
Maybe that's the paranoia setting in.
Maybe
Have you had enough booze today?
I opted not to get any cranial implants, so no, there's nothing in my head.
Then
maybe
you're
it's the
hallucinating.
radiation from the black holes.
Because I don't hear any voices. My helmet was just malfunctioning.
If you don't have any implants, then you're just hallucinating, and that's not a radio signal.
I definitely got a signal that was going straight to Jay. I can even show you on the diagnostic device.
I want to attempt force power thing.
Okay, force power thing.
Yes, force power thing. First, I'm going to attempt sense
All right.
to try to sense all living things within short range.
Okay.
Trying to cover as much of our ship as possible with it.
All right.
Let's see. Button.